Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Inhabitmars channel. I hope everybody's having a good day. We've been kind of going through a flu or something here. Let's hope it's not COVID again for the third time. But anyway, everybody got sick, me and the girls, and Jenny didn't get sick until this morning, and now she just got sick. It's like, oh, wonderful. Here we go again. So hopefully y'all are staying safe and healthy. Today we want to look at a video that Chris put out on the 11th, and it's called Perseverance Rover Finds Evidence of Intelligent Life on Mars. All right, and here is the original image from NASA, if I can flip everything over quick enough. Okay, so this is the image from NASA, and looking at the image, not a whole not a whole lot to see in the original image, but I do want to point out some stuff. So let me go over to the actual image now. And I do want to point out some stuff before we actually get into the work that Chris did on this. And if I zoom way in on this, there's 3 levels of obfuscation that I noticed in this. You can really see it on this background. You can see it everywhere, but they put it over the entire image. If you look real close, you can see this grid pattern that they put on it. Now, why did they put a grid pattern on it? As Chris says, I think it's just to confuse the eyes and make details harder to bring out. That's the first level of obfuscation. Number 2, okay, I gotta show you. This is probably the best object to show you on. Okay, if you look at the shadow underneath our object, the sun is coming almost directly overhead. Okay, the tip of your object is here, and the tip of the shadow is here. All right, and there's some stuff behind it, but you can see that the sun may just be slightly behind it, but it's pretty much overhead, right? So if you look at the difference between the left side of the image and the right side of the image gets darker as it gets to the right. And that's because there's a whole lot of stuff on the right side of that image that's just really hard to bring out. Even adjusting your contrast and stuff with that in it, and with the grid pattern and the gradient moving across, that's the second level of obfuscation. The third level of obfuscation I'm going to have to show you in his burn, because his came out better in this area, which it usually does. This whole area right here, all of this in front of these objects is a texture. It's a texture, and he was actually able to burn through it. Thank God he did, because I brought some of the stuff out. I was able to bring some stuff out, but I just kept having to burn lightly, and burn lightly. And I spent about 2 hours burning, and I said, wow, okay, that's a lot of work. I need to get into modeling. So I want to show you, this is the left side. I just took snippets from his video, and as you can see, he burned through this whole front area. And we're going to model some of these objects. Well, we've already modeled them. I'm going to show you what I modeled on some of these objects that are supposed rocks. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but this does not look like a rock to me. Not at all. Not in the slightest bit does it look like a rock. And I think I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about, but let's go through here and take a look at some of these. Here's another one. Now, the first thing I thought about when I saw these was these are military vehicles. These are tanks. I can see tank tread on this one. Well, what looks like tank tread on both sides. See that? Right there. And right here. Alright, there's some sort of something on top. I can see observation slits on the front. And there's actually an equipment pack here. I didn't model that. We may wind up doing another video on this if we have the time. Chris has been knocking these out of the park lately. I mean, it's just one fantastic video after another of stuff that's I can actually model. You know, I can get clear enough images to model them. And then there's some sort of object on top. I took my best guess at what I could figure out that it was based on the shape of it. And we get to this one here. This looks like another tank. And then I'll probably have to go to the other burn to see the other ones. Hang on, let's see. Okay. Then we have this one here. And notice how all these seem to have tank treads. Okay, this is actually two vehicles. This is one here and then one here. This is a tank and this is some sort of command vehicle. And then, can we see any more on the fourth one? Not really. You still see the part of that one. There was this object back here. I haven't got to that yet. But the first thing I thought about when I saw this was, hey, why won't it let me? Hold on. The first thing I thought about when I saw this was that these were tanks and stuff. So I wanted to get an expert opinion on this. And so I asked around a little bit and I got this response here. This was the response I got. All right. Just a little bit of humor for the day. Okay, let's go. Let's set up Blender Live. Oops. Already had it up. Okay. So, here is our image in Blender. And, of course, I gotta click on something. So, let's take a look here. This is our first object here. And this is kind of what this one looked like. I'm going to grab both of these. Grab on the Z. And I haven't put these into a actual terrain model yet, a 3D terrain model. Actually, did I say this already? I've only recorded this. Excuse me. This is the fourth time today recording this. Like I said, we've been dealing with illness here, and I don't want to be going through sickness again. But this is the first one. And this is kind of what this guy looks like. And there's those tank treads. Alright. And this is the shape that this one seems to have. And there's those observation slits that you can see in the image. Let's see, can you see it? Yeah, see them? 1, 2, 3. And there you go. That's that. Now this object here, I wasn't sure what this was, whether it's part of this vehicle or it was something separate. But this is what that looks like. Got kind of a shoe shape to it. And then this back part. Let's see. There you go. These curve up. You can see that in the image. I don't know what that is. I tried everything to figure out what could that be. Some sort of flying vehicle, or is it something that attaches to the top of his tank? I don't know. But then, oops, let's put y'all back. You got this one here. And this one looks slightly different. Different type of vehicle. Different type of tank, I should say. Oops. But here you go. This is kind of what that looks like. And I don't know, looking at the turret on it, if this is the entire turret or it was knocked off. But if you look in the image, it's going to be hard to see in this image. But there it is right there, and it's very short. So what that is could be some sort of laser weapon. We do have similar stuff here on Earth, so I wouldn't doubt it. And like I say, now these vehicles should have equipment. You can see little pieces of equipment strapped to the top, like you'd see if you're watching any war movies with tanks and stuff. They have all kinds of stuff strapped to the top, so there should be stuff there. But this one actually seems to have fenders over the treads, and that's that one. Oh, my treads got turned around. They're supposed to be facing that way. But that's that one. Okay, and then here's these two. Now, I colored this one a different color because, number one, it was a command vehicle. And number two, just to give us some definition here. Let's pull both of you down. There you go. There's the tank. And there's a little bit of separation. There's a little bit of space between them. Not much, but there's a little bit. Alright. And this one seems to have open treads. I could be wrong. Those could be fenders. In fact, looking at it now, looks like it's kind of like fenders on top. But those are tank treads. You can actually kind of see the cogs in this one. Maybe I should have made my cogs a little bigger, but that's what that one looks like. Very low profile. Oh, yeah, and this is the one with the 4 barrels on the front. You got 4 barrels. See 1, 2, and if you just barely look, let me get out of the way here. You can just barely make out that there's actually separation. So there's 3 and 4 right there. So there's 4 barrels sticking out of this tank right there. Okay, and then this looks like some sort of command vehicle. All right. And that's kind of what that one looks like. How am I doing on time? Not too bad. Alright. But that's what I got going so far. I just wanted to put this video out because I should have had most of this done already, but I was on the couch and in the bathroom for 3 days basically. The third yesterday wasn't so bad, so I was able to get some modeling done. But then I kind of passed out trying to get the keys to take my wife to work yesterday, and I went to go grab my glasses, and I lost consciousness and fell to the floor. And so I think that a lot of it's still a stroke because my girls are sick too, but they're not passing out or anything like that. I think it's a combination of getting sick, and of course the stroke was back in October, so I'm still not 100% from that. But that's what we got so far, and this is just the first in a series of videos, unless Chris puts out some more out of the park videos. But anyway, what I should have said was, I think I already said it the last one. I don't remember if I said it in this one. So if I did say it in this recording, this behind these vehicles is a roadway. It seems to be a roadway, and he goes into that in detail. How the rocks are evenly spaced apart and everything. But so he thinks it's a roadway, and this is a continuation of that roadway, and that the Perseverance rover has been following this roadway. So it's quite possible and maybe probable. The question I have, and I've had this for quite a while, is with the technology that we're seeing on Mars, and they were at least as advanced as we are. Now, we've seen technology all the way back from ancient times all the way up to modern era, just like we'd see here on Earth. You see a mixture of it because, we are nostalgic and we hold on to antique stuff. So there's still antique sailing vessels and stuff out there on the water. There's still antique cars on the road, antique houses, stuff like that. If they were advanced as us, the question is, should we be concerned about whoever annihilated them, because the entire planet seems to be annihilated? And while I do believe there are remnants of survivors there, there's not a whole lot. And this, I don't think, was thousands of years in the past. But should we be concerned that whoever went after the Martians might be coming after us at some point? I mean, what did the Martians do to piss another planet off? Or did they go to war with themselves, and this was an internal conflict? But based on Brandenburg's work, the two nukes that hit Mars seem to come from the air. They were detonated in the air, which would inevitably annihilate the whole planet. And if it's an internal conflict on a planet, why would you annihilate yourself along with your enemy? So this seems to be an outside job, and I'm wondering if we should be concerned, or maybe before the Martians met their end, they took out their enemy. I don't know. And why haven't they targeted us, being the next planet over? So I don't know. It makes me wonder, should we be concerned? And is that why NASA's really up there, to find out what happened, who did it, and where are these people now? Something like that. They're up there not just to look at the pretty rocks and stuff like that. They have spent billions and billions of dollars sending rovers to this planet. So, yeah, it's just my thought of the day. But anyway, that was my thoughts on that. But somebody wiped them out, and I mean, it's almost complete and total devastation. We are seeing some remnants of survivors, but really, they've not rebuilt their society. So I don't think it's been thousands or millions of years, because they would have recuperated after actually just a few hundred years. You'd start to see cities being rebuilt and stuff like that. But a couple of thousand years, we should see a society that you almost couldn't even tell that devastation had happened. But anyway, just my thoughts. You guys have a great day. Finally, glad I finally got this video recorded. I've only recorded 4 times a day. So, all right, you guys have a great one. And listen, please, if you don't mind, share this video with everyone. Give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate all the new subscribers that we've gotten. And thank you for my longtime subscribers. Hope to have some more stuff out pretty soon. You guys have a safe one out there.